Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome to the live. Welcome to the live. What? Welcome to the live. Welcome, 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 welcome. Come on in. Welcome to the live. Today we're talking about the empath's awakening journey, the stages on the awakening journey as an empath. So if you're curious about where you are as you awaken from narcissistic abuse, where you are on the journey, you are in the right place. Today we're talking about the empath's awakening map. And I've got my boss here with me. You gonna come say hi? This is Shiloh. Shiloh's here with me, and she's gonna be coming in and out of the lives today. Let me open that. Today we're talking about the empath's awakening map. Right? You know what we're talking today about how people awaken to the Buddha within them, yeah? The empath's awakening map. So come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. So let me begin. It's a lot of content to, hey, great, I could call. There's a lot of content to go through. So let me just begin. Let me begin. You see, there comes a moment in the healing journey, a very powerful moment in your own healing journey, when something devastating and liberating happens at the same time. Claire, todo bam. You see, what I thought was love was conditioning. What I thought was loyalty was a nervous system capture. What I thought was my personality was a map someone else drew inside me. And if you have survived narcissistic abuse, then you know exactly what I mean. Because narcissistic abuse, Leon, is, thank you, it's not merely conditional pain. Say hi. Hi. It's not merely relational confusion. It's not merely betrayal. It's a hostile takeover of your cognitive mapping, right? It's the colonization of your perception. It's the installation of an inner architecture designed to keep you misreading reality, misidentifying danger, and mislocating yourself. But awakening begins the moment that false map starts to fall. The moment what used to make sense no longer makes sense, Dawn Marie. The moment your body starts rejecting what your mind was trained to normalize. The moment your soul, yes, I can, absolutely. We're multitasking here with my boss. The moment what used to make sense no longer makes sense, right? The moment your body starts rejecting what your mind was trained to normalize. And the moment your soul says, I cannot live inside distortion anymore. And this is what today is about, where you are on the awakening map. And today I'm going to map the stages of awakening after narcissistic abuse with depth. I'm going to show you how the empath moves forward from bondage and conditioning to remembrance, discernment, and embodiment, and eventually achieve what I call no resonance. And no resonance is the state in which the narcissistic field can no longer recruit your body, your mind, and your spirit. Marrying one love. So we're going to look at this from multiple perspectives. And at the end of today, you will understand where you are on the awakening journey, but why the entire ordeal may have been the very pressure that forced your soul to wake up. Because the deeper secret is this. For many empaths, narcissistic abuse was not the end of the story. Right, Shiloh? Yes. It was the breakdown of the counterfeit map. It was the violent invitation to truth. So let's begin. What exactly is cognitive mapping? A cognitive map is the internal model through which a being organizes reality. You see? It is the structured pattern through which you answer questions like, what is safe? What is dangerous? Who am I? Who are others? What does power look like? What does belonging require? Right? What must I do to survive? What is the world? So in academic terms, cognitive mapping has roots in psychology, bear with me, and philosophy of mind. Later research shows that your mind is a predictive processing machine, and the brain and the body are not passively receiving reality. The brain and the body are continuously modeling reality. So your internal map is not only intellectual, your internal map is emotional, it is somatic, it is relational, it is spiritual. And you do not merely think like your map. You feel your map. You move from your map. You choose your map. You love your map, and you suffer from your map. Absolutely clear. And narcissistic abuse works by corrupting your map, because narcissistic abuse teaches you that chaos is intimacy. Narcissistic abuse teaches you that hypervigilance is love. Narcissistic abuse teaches you that self-erasure is virtue. Narcissistic abuse teaches you that confusion is normal. Narcissistic abuse teaches you that your intuition is disloyalty. Narcissistic abuse teaches you that boundaries are cruelty. Narcissistic abuse teaches you that your pain is proof that you care. Come on. But that's not merely abuse. That is epistemic violence. That is ontological violence. That is spiritual warfare against perception itself. So when an empath begins awakening, what is happening is not just healing. What is happening is you're going through a cartographic reconstruction. You are redrawing your inner map of reality. So the question becomes, then why was I targeted? We're targeted not just because we are sensitive people. That's too weak. The empath is often, listen, a high resolution perceiver trapped inside a low trust conditioning. Let me say that again. The empath is often a high resolution perceiver trapped inside a low trust conditioning, Leanne. So the empath detects contradictions quickly. The empath feels energetic dissonance quickly. The empath registers nonverbal incongruence quickly. The empath absorbs atmospheres quickly. And the empath can also sense what has not been spoken. This makes the empath gifted, but it's also the same thing that makes the empath vulnerable. Because if a person has deep perception but weak boundaries, strong attunement but trauma conditioning, spiritual sensitivity but poor self-location, you, the empath, become highly exploitable. You see? Meaning that you can feel everything except the permission to trust yourself. So in spiritual language, the empath often carries more life force, more conscience, more affective depth, more subtle perception, more capacity for remorse, more access to the heart field than any other person. That means that the empath contains exactly what the narcissistic structure lacks, and therefore envies, feeds on, imitates, and tries to dominate. So the abuse you experience is not random. It is structural, it's energetic, and it's informational. The narcissist does not only want your love, they want your map. They want that secret sauce, that hot sauce, that inner sriracha. They want your orientation. They want to become the axis around which your perception turns. That is spiritual colonization. Who am I talking to? But let me tell you the great error why people misunderstand awakening. Most people imagine awakening as a beautiful linear ascent into peace. And that's not how it begins. Awakening usually begins as disillusionment. Awakening usually begins as rapture. Awakening usually begins as fragmentation. You know it. You know it, Kimmy. You know it, Leah. Awakening begins as nausea. Awakening begins as grief. Awakening begins as derealization. Awakening begins as a collapse of meaning. Awakening begins as a loss of meaning, social loss, loss of your body memory, and existential terror. But why? Because awakening is not the first gaining of something. It's a funeral, gray like the color. Awakening is the first breakdown of something false. Pesha, salam alaikum. You're welcome. I can't read Arabic, but I'm telling you, my Arab sister, salam alaikum. Shituri. Come on in. In Buddhist thought, ignorance is not just a lack of information, it is misperception. In Advaita Vedanta, Avidya, no, ignorance is not merely not knowing, but mistaking the unreal for the real. In the Gnostic framework, the soul is trapped in counterfeit structures of world perception. And in depth psychology, the ego, salam alaikum, the ego confuses adaptation with identity. So in trauma science, survival responses become mistaken for your personality. Soy, namaste, namaste. All of these point to one thing. The ordinary mind confuses conditioning for selfhood. Let me say that 3 more times. The ordinary mind confuses conditioning for selfhood. The ordinary mind confuses conditioning for selfhood. Her use books. That is the real prison. And narcissistic abuse intensifies the prison by tying distorted perception to attachment, longing, fear, eroticization, salvation fantasy, and bodily activation. Who am I talking to? If I'm talking to you, you know what to do. Type transform in the comments because I want to know I'm talking to you. So the empath becomes bonded not only to a person, but to an entire false reality. Therefore, awakening is the removal of that enchantment. And enchantment with illusions rarely leaves quietly. Now I'm going to talk about 7 stages of an empath awakening, which is different from what Joseph Campbell talks about. But I want to give you this core map. Claire, Molly Mall, Evidence of Providence. These 7 stages are not perfectly linear. People cycle through them, regress through them, revisit them, and embody them at different speeds. But the sequence is real enough to be diagnostic. Are you ready to hear the 7 stages? If you're ready to hear the 7 stages of an empath's awakening, someone type transform. I want to know. Before I begin, I want to know you're ready for the 7 stages. And if you're ready to hear the 7 stages, Brittany, type transform. Empress LML. If you're ready to hear the stages, Maya, tell them to type transform. Because I'm about to come with it. I'm coming with it, as someone I used to know would say. The first stage, Dr. Hashana, Sassari, Pule, the first stage is the stage of total entrainment. The biggest, Marilyn, total entrainment. This is the map of bondage. Let me go to stage 1. Kimmy, this is the stage of deep conditioning. Here, the empath is still mapping reality through trauma adaptation because you are externally oriented, approval dependent, and internally fragmented. And as an empath or unhealed empath or wounded empath, you're still trying to solve the narcissistic system from inside the narcissistic logic. Signs of you being in this stage are as follows. You still think clarity from the abuser will save you. Come on, come on. You still think being better, being more patient, and being more available, more forgiving will finally make the narcissist treat you better. You confuse intensity with a narcissist for destiny. Your body is constantly bracing for what your mind calls devotion, and you over-explain yourself. And you are addicted to being seen correctly by someone incapable of seeing you. This first stage corresponds to trauma-conditioned predictive modeling, meaning that the nervous system has to forecast instability as normal. The nervous system has to forecast instability as normal and organize behavior around threat reduction rather than truth. You see, from a spiritual perspective, this is known as the stage of suffering, samsara, illusion. This is the illusion that's weaponized through attachment. This is the identification with the false self. This is the life self under a spell. Because your aura is porous and your will is outsourced. But even though your discernment is active, you override it because of your loyalty. Because the illusion you're living with is, if I can decode them, I can be free. But the truth is, you are not free because you are still using a narcissist map. That's stage 1. Stage 2. Are you ready? Are you ready for stage 2? Because I'm coming with it. Here is stage 2. Cognitive dissonance is stage 2. This is when the map starts to crack. Something starts to fail. You notice the same cycle repeating. You notice your body knows before your mind admits it. Thank you, Dr. Hashana. You notice that every explanation generates more confusion. Don Marie Abman. You notice that closure never closes anything, Leanne. You notice that your love is making you disappear. Who wants to disappear? This stage, Marley Marl, is painful because your perception has started to wake up, but your embodiment has not caught up. So how do you know you are in the stage of cognitive dissonance? You want to hear it? Do you want to hear how you know you're in the stage of cognitive dissonance? I will tell you. You keep saying to yourself, something is off. Something is off. You begin journaling. You begin researching or obsessively trying to understand patterns. You find videos about narcissistic abuse like Inner Mileage. You feel split between what you know and what you can't tolerate. Who am I talking to? Your intuition becomes louder, but so does your fear. Who am I speaking to? You begin to see gaslighting as a system rather than an isolated incident. Are you okay, my love?
Yeah. I think you're making too much of a mess.
That's okay. Just go for it. Okay? And I'll clean it up after, okay?
Okay.
That's my boss. This is model instability. You begin to see gaslighting as a system rather than isolated incidents. So the existing cognitive map can no longer fully metabolize contradictory evidence, Marin. Prediction errors begin to mount. Your nervous system begins to register incoherence. What does this mean spiritually? This is the first crack in your ignorance. The veil begins to thin. The soul is no longer consenting fully to the illusion. And the field begins rejecting distortions. Who is here? Your synchronicities increase and your body starts to speak in symbols. But you still have an illusion, which is, I just need one piece of understanding. But the truth is, you do not need more information. You just need a different level of reality contact. So that is the second stage. The third stage is the separation shock. This is the third stage. This is the separation shock, where you begin to withdraw from the false God. You understand? You begin to withdraw. This is the stage many people call the dark night of the soul. But in narcissistic abuse recovery, it's more specific. This is the beginning of the false center collapsing. This is the beginning of the false self collapsing. You're so right. I'm seeing the comments. This is it. You just got fired, Carrie. Sorry. Congratulations. Because when the false self is collapsing, the person, the system, the family, the group, the ideology, or the trauma bond that function like a God image in your psyche begins to lose authority, Carrie M. Ruley. And this feels like death because the nervous system builds survival around it. Here are the signs of this stage. You begin to panic after leaving or being discarded. You go through obsessive rumination, very obsessive, not able to sleep. You have cravings for contact even when you know contact will harm you, contact with the narcissist. You often have collapse, fatigue, shaking, insomnia, grief waves. I've been there. There's also a confusion to your identity. Who am I talking to? And the sudden realization that your life was organized around appeasement. Now, this resembles withdrawal at multiple levels. We're on level 3. There's 4 more to go. But what is really beginning to happen is the death of idolatry. Kimmy, in mystical traditions, false refuge must collapse before true refuge can emerge. False refuge must first collapse before true refuge can emerge. This means that the cords are fraying. The energy bodies begin to retract projections and investments from the false object, the narcissist. You see? The core illusion is I am dying because I lost them. Claire, I was born for this, so were you, Dr. Hashana. You are dying to the structure that made them central because you think you're dying because you lost them. But this brings you to stage 4. And stage 4 is the witness consciousness, the birth of the observer. Yeah, this is the beginning of non-duality. The witness consciousness. This is the crucial threshold. The crucial threshold. This is where you begin to notice that thoughts are happening. Sensations are happening. Memories are happening. Cravings are happening. But something deeper than all of them is watching. Who has been here? 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 This is where real awakening begins to happen. This is where real awakening begins to happen. This is where real awakening begins to happen. You begin to notice thoughts are, you begin to notice. Come on, Shiloh Ranking. Come. You see? Oh my, the spirit is carrying me. Gyesie has been planted in I and I. This is Morgan Heritage, Gyesie. Before I keep going. The source of Gyesie, the mother seed is planted in you. Oh, let me keep going. Morgan Heritage, Gyesie. You see, in the witness consciousness, this is where your awakening begins to happen. Thank you, Leanne. Leanne, there's no one like you. I'm sure you know that. In Buddhism, this can be related to insight into what is known as condition arising and non-identification. It resembles the emergence of the witness. Carl Jung will talk about this as ego consciousness begins differentiating from possession by complexes. This can look like increased dual awareness and the capacity to observe activation without merging with it. The signs of this stage is you begin to say things like, this is activation, not truth. You begin to see the triggers. You can feel longing for the narcissist without automatically obeying it, calling them, texting them. You can identify manipulation faster than I just said it. You stop confusing every inner state with reality, and you begin to study your own patterns. That's level 4, not level 5. Level 5 is where you begin to remap, where the soul redraws reality. You get me? You understand, ranking?
Yeah.
So, that's my daughter. This is one of the most important but least discussed stages, remapping. Healing is not simply stopping contact. It is building a new map. This is the happy part, right? Yes, I can. Yes, I can. You see, because you must relearn what safety feels like, right? That is true, right? You must relearn what slowness feels like. You must relearn what congruence feels like. You understand? You must relearn what truth feels like. You understand? Yeah? Yes, Rasta. You see? And what God feels like without domination. And the signs that you are in this stage is you become more selective with people and environments.
No.
Thank you so much. You can detect charm without mistaking it for goodness. You start privileging peace over chemistry. Shallow, someone said they love your hair.
Thank you.
She says thank you.
Thank you.
Whoever said that, thank you. There you go. Your body becomes your text. You become less explainable to people who still live in confusion. And you no longer want to win against narcissism. You want to become inaccessible to it. You see what I'm saying? This is the part called the neuroplastic reconstruction. New associations form from meaning, from your bodily state, and from your behavior. This is where you begin to see things as they are. Not just realization, but reorganization. You see the whole thing?
Yes.
So your field becomes less permeable to distortion. And stage 6 is when you begin to have embodied discernment. This is the beginning of no resonance. Embodied discernment. This is where many empaths first become spiritually dangerous to narcissistic systems. Hear me when I'm saying this. This is where many empaths first become spiritually dangerous to narcissistic systems. You see, this is the stage of no resonance beginning. And when you hit the stage, is a very, very powerful stage, this stage that I'm speaking about. You see, this is a very, 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 very powerful stage.
This is a very, very, very,
Because
very powerful stage.
many empaths become spiritually dangerous to narcissistic systems. Not because the empath, you want to dance to this?
Yeah, dance.
All right. My daughter wants to have a dance party. We're going to dance. This is Marlon Asha. Never See Us Fall. Woo! Woo!
You can dance. Yeah.
Woo! One thing never see you going down. Never see you falling down. Woo! Okay, a little dance break. Oh, you play your guitar. Yeah, dancing is healing. Let me tell you this. No resonance means
No residence means roar.
no resonance means you can. Can I talk now? Can I talk? Do I have your permission?
Roar.
Thank you. No resonance means you can perceive manipulation without needing to collapse, without needing to defend, without needing to rescue. You simply do not vibrationally cooperate with distortion anymore. Signs of this stage: you stop confusing empathy with access. You stop confusing empathy with access. You no longer feel compelled to prove your innocence. You do not need the narcissist to admit truth for the truth to be true. Your spirit refuses contamination faster. Flattery doesn't work. Pity doesn't work. Chaos no longer feels erotic.
That's right, Dad. Go, Dad.
Yay! Thank you. You no longer romanticize pain as spiritual depth. This is improved threat discrimination. And now I'm going to get to the final stage, stage 7. Stage 7. This is stage 7. This is stage 7. Diamonds, I think we're going to listen to Diamonds and Gold before we go to stage 7.
Oh,
right?
yeah, that would be great.
Before we get to the final stage, Shiloh and
Now we
I,
have to dance.
this is Marlon Asher, Diamonds and Gold. Marlon Asher. We are dancing to this because we want to let you know you are filled with diamonds and gold. Marlon Asher, come on. Woo! What? Come on, Shiloh. Yes! Diamonds and gold. Hey. Stage 7. Stage 7. This is the stage almost no one teaches properly because it can sound offensive if introduced too early. This is the stage almost no one teaches properly because it can sound offensive if introduced too early. But once enough healing has occurred, a deeper realization happens. And the realization that happens is the entire drama of narcissistic abuse was not ultimate reality. It was a theater of conditioning, a karmic game, the cosmic game. This is when you wake up to the whole game. A cosmic misunderstanding, a divine play, a stage. You see, it's no coincidence Shakespeare said the world is a stage where all actors. That is true.
Bro, you're so smart.
Oh, thank you. This does not mean that your abuse was acceptable. It does not mean that your suffering was trivial. It does not mean that the injustice was unreal at the relative level. It means that from the highest vantage point, what the ego called absolute was not absolute. In Hindu thought, this is the divine play, Leela. Existence as the self-expression of consciousness. In certain Buddhist ways of understanding, apparent reality is empty. Apparent reality is empty. It is relationally co-arising. This is how you understand that you are a co-creator of your reality. Am I losing you or am I talking to you?
Am I talking to you?
This is the cosmic joke.
Am I talking to you?
You spend years trying to secure yourself inside a dream structure built from fear, attachment, and image, right?
Yeah.
And the freedom was never in perfecting that dream. The freedom was in waking up inside the dream. This is why healed empaths often begin to laugh, not because the pain was funny, but because the architecture of illusion becomes visible. Right? This is what happens. And this is the ultimate cosmic joke. The ego suffers by taking the costume as the self. Awakening begins when you begin to see the costume and say, this is what is happening. Do you see the whole deal? This is the whole deal. This is the whole deal. This is the whole deal. Oh, you're so kind. This is the whole deal. This is the whole deal. What's going on? No, kids need to learn manners, Susan Ralph. Thank you for putting Susan in her place. Susan, we don't have time for you and your nonsense. Get out of here, quick. You see, this is what it's about. This is what it's about. This is the whole point of awakening to the cosmic joke. Yes, it's a painful joke. You see, yes, it is unfortunate, but this is what it is. Susan Ralph, we don't deal with projection. You see, Susan Ralph in YouTube, I'm not trying to shame you, is exactly an example of narcissistic projection. You've seen it in real life. I understand your trauma, but why are you projecting on us? Come on, move away with that. Remove ya, Susan. So, folks, this is the message. You see? And if I can be of help to you, you can find me at innermindage.com. Book a free session with me at innermindage.com. You understand? This is the whole point. Innermindage.com. You will find me there. Innermindage.com. Susan Ralph, we don't have to hear you. You are a troll, bad energy. Go away. We love you though, but go away. We don't want you here. No space for you, Susan Ralph 274. So, folks, if you want more on this, love you to Isabel and thank you for putting her in her place, which is not here. This is what it's about. Maddie, this is what narcissists do. It's your fault that I was traumatized, so I'm going to punish you from that. This is the whole point, you see? And the point is to awaken to a point where your child has respect, but is not conditioned. Your child is not afraid to be themselves. Your child doesn't hide who they are because they have guardrails of respect and liberty and consciousness to understand how to awaken. You understand? I'm sorry that your parents abused you, Susan Ralph 274.
Me too.
Say that again.
Me too.
Say that again.
Me too.
Why did you say that?
Because I heard you say something.
You see? Even the person you're addressing it to heard you. So big up yourself. You can find me at innermindage.com. If you're really serious about waking up from this cosmic joke and waking up to the cosmic joke and to unreality, to your reality. Inner mileage. You get me? Inner mileage everywhere. Inner mileage. Inner mileage. Come tell her. Inner mileage, Shyla. Inner mileage. Inner mileage. Inner mileage. Yes, Aya. This is what we are about. I am out of breath. This has been a transmission from my heart to yours. From my heart to yours, yeah? So I just want to thank you. I really, 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 really want to thank you for everything. And I'm sending you peace and love this Wednesday, yes? Peace and love. Peace and love. Peace and love. You wanna come? You wanna come? We're almost done. Come. Celebrate yourself like the hero that you are. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Love yourself today. That's right, Liam. Love. Love. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. We are overcoming these demons one at a time. But overcoming the demons shows them the path to their own salvation without having to do it for them. Because we love all. Because all are created from source. Shukran, shukran, shukran. All are created from source. All are created from source. You get me? All are created from source. So, I am grateful to all the narcissistic teachers I've had in my life. And I hope you're also grateful to all the narcissists you've had in your life. You understand? Because the ultimate awakening is to wake up to love. Love is impossible for the average person. The average person cannot love because they're surrounded by no love. No love. So I thank you. Book a free session with me at Inner Mileage if you want to know your truth, and I'll tell you the truth, even if we don't work together. Because as Baba Muji said, life takes care of life. So we're doing our mission. We are on our mission. Thank you so much. We should all be children, Wingsley. You know that. Don't grow up. Be a child, but wise. You understand? Shiloh, do you have a final message for people? You okay? Good. Thank you so much, yeah? One love. See you again on Friday. Ja love. Ja love. Thank you, Pesha, Apollo, Don Marie, everybody. Ness, Kim, Karen, Leanne, Cultivating Perspectives, everybody. Thank you, Isabel. Everybody. Inscrutable Unknown, everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. See you again in a couple of days, yeah? Ja love. Ja love. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yes? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.